There was once a man named Elias, a 52-year-old tricycle driver in a small town in Bohol. Every day, under the heat of the sun, he drove people to markets, schools, and offices. He worked from sunrise to sunset, just to earn enough for rice, rent, and the school fees of his 2 children. He didn't own much. No house, no savings, no fancy phone. But every time he stopped his tricycle, he smiled and said, "Salamat, Lord. Another ride, another blessing." To most people, Elias was just an ordinary man. But deep inside, he carried a kind of wealth that no one saw. One afternoon, while waiting for passengers, he saw a young man sitting alone on the roadside. The young man looked frustrated, wearing expensive clothes, but clearly broken inside. Elias parked beside him and asked, "Boss, you okay? Need a ride?" The young man didn't answer immediately. After a few seconds, he said, "Kuya, I just lost a big business deal. Millions gone. I don't even know what I'm living for anymore." Elias looked at him gently and smiled. "Ah, I see. But you're still breathing, right? That means God's not done with your story yet." The young man scoffed. "Easy for you to say. You're just a tricycle driver. You don't know what it feels like to lose everything." Elias paused, then spoke softly. "And I do. I once lost my wife to cancer because I had no money for treatment. I lost my home after that. I even lost my will to live." The young man looked at him, surprised. Elias continued, "But one morning, I saw my little daughter drawing on a piece of cardboard. She drew me, driving my tricycle, with a big smile, and she wrote, 'My hero.'" Elias's voice trembled as he said, "That's when I realized maybe I wasn't poor. Maybe I was just blind to the wealth I already had." The young man fell silent. Elias then pointed to the sky and said, "You see that sun, boss? It rises for the rich and the poor. You just have to show up every day and let the light find you again." Then Elias gave him a free ride. When the young man asked, "How much?" Elias smiled and said, "You've already paid me." You listened. Weeks later, that young man came back. This time, he wasn't wearing fancy clothes, just a simple shirt and a notebook in hand. He told Elias, "Then Kuya, I started again. But now, I'm building a business not for money, but for meaning. You changed how I see life." Elias laughed softly. "Ah, good. Because when you build with purpose, the money follows." Before leaving, the young man handed Elias a small envelope. Inside was the deed to a small house and a note that said, "To the man who showed me the wealth that money can't buy." Elias wept. For the first time, he owned a home. But more than that, he realized something greater. The richest people are not those who have the most money, but those who give others a reason to live again. Moral of the story: real wealth isn't measured by what you have, but by what you give. Money can buy comfort, but kindness, faith, and purpose are the treasures that build true success. When you learn to see life not through the eyes of scarcity, but through gratitude, you'll realize you've been rich all along.